the strength of the relationship between the United States and Jamaica and the Caribbean as a whole, but also on this, the 60th anniversary, not only of Jamaica's independence, but of the diplomatic relationship between Jamaica and the United States.
Jamaica just secured millions from the United States. But the real question is, what does this actually mean for Jamaicans? Prime Minister Andrew Holness visited the White House and stood beside US Vice President Kamala Harris to celebrate 60 years of diplomatic ties between Jamaica and the United States. But beyond the smiles and handshake, what did Jamaica really gain? Let's break it down.
That a Prime Minister of Jamaica has visited the White House. And so President Joe Biden and I are very honored and very excited about your presence here today to reaffirm the strength of the relationship between the United States and Jamaica and the Caribbean as a whole, but also on this, the 60th anniversary, not only of Jamaica's independence, but of the diplomatic relationship between Jamaica and the United States. As I told the Prime Minister privately, and I will say it again publicly, this is a very important relationship to the United States. We take very seriously our membership in the Western Hemisphere, and we are acutely aware of the interconnection and interdependence between the United States and Jamaica. As a point of personal privilege, I grew up going to Jamaica. My family, half of my family is from St. Ann Parish in Jamaica, and I know I share that history with millions of Americans who have their roots through the generations in Jamaica. In addition to, of course, then those people-to-people ties between the United States and Jamaica, as I said, in context of being neighbors in the Western Hemisphere, we have a long-standing strategic relationship and a diplomatic relationship and a deep historic partnership. And it is in furtherance of that that I'm proud and pleased to announce today 3 specific initiatives that the Prime Minister and I discussed that are in furtherance of the strength and the importance of that relationship. We talked extensively about the Prime Minister's approach and the need of Jamaica to continue to invest in its prosperity, in its economic health and strength. To that end, the United States, and I am announcing today, will be investing $20 million to assist in the strengthening and the expansion of Jamaica's commerce in a way that we fully intend will have an impact in strengthening the economy of Jamaica and drive economic growth. We also recognize, just as it has been in the United States for Jamaica, one of the issues that has been presented as an issue that is economic in the way of its impact has been the pandemic. So to that end, we are announcing today also that we will assist Jamaica in COVID recovery by assisting in terms of the recovery efforts in Jamaica that have been essential to, I believe, what is necessary to strengthen not only the issue of public health, but also the economy. And this is on top of more than what we have done throughout the year since the start of the pandemic, $12 million in COVID assistance and more than 600,000 vaccinations or vaccines that have been donated. Lastly, but most importantly, a great part of our conversation, Mr. Prime Minister, that we appreciate has been about the priority we share for security in the region, as well as the issue of crime prevention. So we discussed, of course, the priority that your government places on both those issues, and we agree that one area of important focus is on youth and on, as you said, the human capital of Jamaica. To that end, we have committed, and we are announcing now, to provide $10 million to target at-risk youth in Jamaica through a number of initiatives that we believe will have exponential impact not only on the issue of crime prevention, but what we intend as well, which is to strengthen, as you have described, the natural human capital that exists in Jamaica among young people. And finally, our conversation spanned not only those issues, but issues that are about a global significance. And to that end, I thank the Prime Minister for the leadership that he has offered in the context of votes that have been taken in the United Nations, and in terms of Jamaica's strong stand in joining the United Nations and the United States in condemning Russia's aggression in Ukraine. We also discussed quite extensively the impact of the climate crisis on island nations, and in particular on Jamaica. We discussed, and from my perspective, I recognize and we recognize that the world's emissions have an outsized effect in the Caribbean, including on Jamaica. And I thank the Prime Minister for his leadership in that regard, and we are eager to partner with the Prime Minister on what we can do to invest and prioritize climate resilience, but also an investment in renewable energies, understanding that this is about energy sources, and it is also about human capital and development and supporting the economy there. So, in conclusion, I will say that the United States and Jamaica continue to be close friends with many, many issues in common, and this partnership is an important one and an enduring one for the United States, and we look forward to strengthening and continuing to strengthen the relationship. Mr. Prime Minister, again, welcome and thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Good afternoon, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to be hosted here at the White House. My team and I are grateful for the very warm reception we've received. Madam Vice President, from the outset, let me say thank you for the announcements that you have made for support for Jamaica in the areas of commerce, health, and COVID-19 recovery, and for us, very importantly, human capital development. And also for the commitment for further strategic dialogue as to how Jamaica and the region on a whole can be supported, particularly in transitioning our democracies into prosperous economies. And that has been the essence of our conversation.
Indeed.
Madam Vice President, let me say that you have been a source of inspiration and great pride for many Caribbean people, in particular our young women in the region. And we are indeed seeing an increase in the political participation of young women, and this diversity in the political space will augur well for the region. And I want to congratulate you,
Thank you
on your leadership and your accomplishments.
Thank you.
This visit takes place in the context of Jamaica celebrating 60 years of independence and 60 years of diplomatic relations with the United States. The United States was one of the first countries to recognize newly independent Jamaica. And we have had that very strong relationship since. The United States and Jamaica enjoys strong people-to-people economic and development partnerships, and we're very proud of our continued strong relationship. Today, our discussions reaffirmed this strong partnership, and we discuss ways in which this partnership can be strengthened and expanded. Madam Vice President, the Jamaican government and people have sacrificed and worked hard to successfully entrench macroeconomic stability and fiscal sustainability, and in particular in managing our debt. It is a journey on which the United States has been a very good partner through several of your agencies and indeed various multinational, multilateral institutions. Jamaica today is a model of a small, open economy which has transitioned its public financial management into a stable and financially prudent one. To secure these gains, we must now turn our attention to addressing the vulnerabilities that have been exposed within the context of a pandemic and other global developments, particularly in relation to energy security. In this regard, growth, infrastructure, human development, national security, and as noted, energy security are areas of priority. We believe these areas also coincide with the United States' interests in ensuring that the region is secure, peaceful, stable, and prosperous. We have presented an overall plan to secure Jamaica's prosperity and growth and have provided an outline on how our focused partnership with the U.S. can deliver on the promise of the great future that Jamaica envisions, particularly as we herald in our 60th year of independence. In this regard, Jamaica will redouble our efforts in tackling illegal trafficking of weapons and persons, the lottery scam, and other transnational crimes. To address this in a decisive way, we are seeking to foster increased partnerships and collaboration on information and intelligence sharing, extradition, and other law enforcement efforts. On the economic development front, we reiterated that we would welcome refocused attention on Jamaica in areas of security, energy, capacity building, infrastructure, and nearshore digital technology hubs. Madam Vice President, I thank you for your time today, and again, we welcome the announcements you have made in support of Jamaica. Our strong and deep relationship with the United States is built on our shared democratic values and principles. It is an enduring relationship. We look forward to working with you to leverage the strength of our partnerships to enhance the security, peace, well-being, and prosperity of the region. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
The U.S. announced $20 million for commerce and economic growth, $10 million targeting at-risk youth, additional COVID recovery support, continued vaccine and health assistance. Now, on the surface, that sounds good. But here is the real question. Is $30 million enough to truly shift Jamaica's economic future? Or is this more symbolic than transformational? Because when we talk about infrastructure, energy, security, digital hubs, that requires billions, not millions. A major focus was crime prevention and regional security. Holness made it clear. Tackling illegal gun trafficking, fighting lottery scams, strengthening intelligence sharing. But here is the deeper issue. Many of the illegal guns in Jamaica originate from the United States. So cooperation is important, but accountability matters too. If this partnership is serious, then both sides must address the root of the problem. Jamaica also reaffirmed its stance at the United Nations condemning Russia's actions in Ukraine. This shows Jamaica aligning strongly with Western democracies. But here is the strategic question. How does Jamaica balance relationships with the US, China, other global powers without becoming overly dependent on any single one? That's a smart diplomacy. Climate change was highlighted as a major issue for small island nations. Jamaica wants renewable energy investment, climate resilience funding, energy security. This might actually be one of the most important parts of the visit. If Jamaica transitions properly into renewable energy, that's long-term independence. Not just political independence, but economic independence. This visit wasn't just ceremonial, it was strategic. But here is the bottom line. Partnership don't build countries. Implementation does. If these funds are invested wisely, Jamaica benefits. If not, it's just another diplomatic headline. What do you think? Is this a win for Jamaica or just politics as usual? Drop your thoughts below.